Alright, what's up internet? So, thank you for joining us for another episode of In the Shop where dito kami nagsistream live galing sa shop natin. And actually, konti lang talaga yung mga customers na dumadaan dito sa shop mismo. Kasi minadali namin yung it's easy to purchase online with us. And so, not a lot of people come to the shop. Yung tawag nga nung ibang customers dito sa shop namin, the secret shop. And we kind of like it like that. Pero at least dito na nagla-livestream kami from the shop once a month, nakikita nyo, for the guys who haven't been here, what the shop looks like. We try to keep it neat, but medyo marami na ring inventory. Lot of items coming in, lot of items going out. So medyo napupuno na din siya. Maybe it's time to move to a bigger place in the future. Pero, we'll start the show with the discounted items list. Nandun yung link sa text description. So, itong discounted items list, basically ito yung mga second-hand parts na binebenta namin. Ako personally, I'm a big fan of second-hand items. Yung cellphone ko, na gamit ko everyday, OnePlus 5T, second-hand yan. And I pointed to it kasi ito yung ginagamit ko for the webcam. Yung primary camera for the stream is my cellphone, which is second-hand. 3 or 4 years na siya. Sobrang okay pa siya. Yung Kindle ko, second-hand. Yung isang tablet ko, second-hand. Yung GPUs ko na ginagamit ko pang gaming, pang recording, pang streaming. My main graphics cards are all second-hand. So I'm a big believer in second-hand. That's why we have our own second-hand or discounted items list dito sa Hardware Sugar. To reply to Kennard Chong's question, yes, yung stocks namin online, that's an updated list. Kung nandyan siya online, that means available yan. Sobrang we take a lot of effort into making sure na updated yung inventory list namin. So lahat nung available, if whether dun sa Awesome Table or dun sa website namin mismo, lahat yan available. John Wick, shout out. What's up? And thanks again for watching. I know na madalas ka madalas ka nanonood sa mga streams namin. And I hope that ASRock motherboard is working out after na update na yung BIOS. So, back to the discounted parts list. Yun, big believer in second-hand parts. Tapos yung maganda sa second-hand list namin, same warranty lang yun. So, kung new item, bibili ka sa amin, 1 year no BS warranty yun. And kung binili mo rin yung second-hand items, yung discounted items, 1 year no BS warranty din yun. So basically, you get the same quality for a cheaper price. Shout out to Vision on YouTube. And so we'll start with some of the items dun sa discounted list. We have, for starters, the B550 Gaming Carbon Wi-Fi. Yung problema lang dito, it's hard to tell dito sa picture or sa video, pero medyo cosmetic damage dito sa box. You'll notice medyo hindi na siya flat. It's kinda sunken in, and there's tape around it. Also hard to see dito sa video. But the item is brand new, never been used. And yun, it's a good discounted price. I think it's like 1,000 pesos off from the regular price. Nino from YouTube asks kung may second-hand po na B550. Yes, we are talking about it right now. Shout out to Matthew Castillo. Edel from YouTube asks kung may DRP4 pa. Yes, may DRP4 pa kami. I think mga 4 pa ata in stock. Shout out to Ramnel from Facebook. Shout out. So, you can find this item and you can order. Well, to order it, you need to message us on Facebook or email. Wala dun sa website namin. Pero nandun sa second-hand parts list or discounted items list. So, completely brand new Mobo. Same 1 year no BS warranty. Yung lang dito, medyo may cosmetic damage. Dito kita yung medyo may creases yung box. And the next item, kung sumusunod ka sa Facebook namin, nakita mo na to, na pinost ko to. Kasi this is a notebook U2 Plus. So basically, it's a laptop stand. Tapos may fans din kasama dito to cool the laptop. And returned item to from Lazada. And since sobrang sakit sa ulo yung mga Lazada returned items, paminsan bumabalik sa amin na sira-sira. And yung problema dito sa U2 Plus, let me see if I can get it on camera, is na basically UP to, hindi na straight tong back plate or back beam na to. Although when you put it naman on the when you put it flat on a surface, there's a little bit of, medyo nakaangat tong isang side. Itong side nakaangat. But if you put a weight, meaning may laptop, it'll work fine. Tapos yung warranty, yung 1-year no BS warranty, extends to the fans na kasama. So basically, if you get this item, there is a slight bend, but I bet you could kind of force it out, or kapag may nakapatong na laptop, it'll, that should be no problem. Again, sobrang sakit sa ulo yung mga Lazada returns, and a lot of the Lazada customers, di naman a lot, but a good, we get a percentage na ang bilis mag-order, ang kulit-kulit sa chat, pero pagdating naman ng item, di nila babayaran, ipapabalik, and things like that. So, again, if you've been following our Facebook, you know that we are actively moving away from Lazada and Shopee. Ginagawa namin yung tinatawag namin na Project Pizza para mapadali yung online payments mismo diretso na sa website namin. And hopefully by the end of the year, magkakaroon na rin kami ng free delivery within Metro Manila. So, yon, Project Pizza. And in the meantime, well, we need to put up with items like this na it's a good item. Nung pinadala namin, sobrang, 100% pristine condition. I don't know ano nangyari sa nagbago isip ni customer. Pagbalik, medyo UP-UP na. Shout out to Ian Meru on Facebook. Very clean build. I remember liking your post on Instagram. And Ian is a long-time customer of the shop. He has bought several thermal pastes and of course the massive Fractal design case, which is a very nice case. Matthew from YouTube asks kung may second-hand ba na GPU. Unfortunately not. We don't really trade in second-hand items. Either yung bumabalik lang sa amin or yun nga, ginamit ko sa YouTube review. So we don't have a lot of second-hand items. And currently, walang GPU. But you can see all of the items dun sa list. The bit.ly link is there in the text description. This item, the Focus Plus Platinum na 850 watts, is not in the list. Pero second-hand din to. I will post it. Oh, medyo mabigat ah. Ang hilig na kamay ko. I will post it when, after this live stream. This is a repaired item. So, yung nangyari nito, brand new. A customer bought it. Sira siya. So, actually, he bought an entire build from us. The build wasn't working. We traced the problem to the PSU. So, we replaced the PSU of the customer with a brand new one. We sent this back to our supplier. And the supplier just repaired it. Hindi bago yung pinapalit dun sa binalik namin. So if you notice, binili ni customer sa amin sira. Yung replacement namin kay customer bago. Binalik namin yung sira dun sa supplier, yung binalik sa amin repaired lang. So again, kung nanonood ka sa YouTube namin or sa Facebook namin or yung mga post namin, dalas namin pinag-uusapan na yung warranty namin, no BS, no bullshit. So, we try as much as possible to give you the exact same item, brand new. And yun, in situations like that, na sino yung malulugi, yung shop or yung customer, pinipili namin kami yung malugi. Bigay namin sa customer, brand new na item, and yung makuha namin, repaired na lang. So, making the best of a bad situation, we're selling it second hand, and we post naman there ano yung status ng item, and lalagay namin dito na repaired lang to. So pero mas mura naman siya kaysa sa dun sa regular 850 Platinum. And again, same warranty, 1 year no BS warranty, shop warranty. Okay. So we do have a bunch of other second-hand stuff. I know that there's a Samsung SSD na refurb na 500 gig. I think it's only around 3,800. Yung brand new, 4,800. So that's like a discount of more than 20%. I think slightly over 20%. Rapido from YouTube asks, do we accept trade-in item? We do not. Hirap, it's hard to make the economics of that work as a small shop. Like if we, if you bought from us and then babalik mo and then we will, give you something else for it. Or if kung di mo binili from outside, we don't have, or di mo binili sa amin, you bought it from outside, we don't have the staff to check the item and to make sure it's okay and things like that. So we don't do that right now. To be honest, medyo napag-isipan ko for a long-term plan, pero not at the moment. We do have an an RF120 triple pack, I think. The Deepcool RF120 triple pack, also in the discounted items list. Yung nangyari dito, kasalanan namin. Pinadala namin sa customer, mali pala yung item. I think he ordered the CF120 instead of the RF120. Kumbaga yung ARGB instead of the RGB. And so the customer is like, this is the wrong item, pero nabuksan ko na. And we're like, okay, well, that's our fault. He returned the item. He got the proper item. So now we're selling this RF120 triple pack na ano siya, second hand, pero brand new. Bukas lang, parang open box na siya. Yeah, so we have a bunch of discounted items, but not too many actually. So mabilis sila maubusan kasi yun nga, konti lang yung stock and same warranty eh. So if you trust us, and I hope you do, if you've been following like our shop policies, then it's really a no-brainer kasi mas mura siya and you get, usually it's a brand new item like the B550, may cosmetic damage lang yung box. So ayun, so tip for those guys na gusto medyo makamura konti, I do suggest checking out our discounted items list, and nagbabago-bago talaga to depending on what we sell and depending on what comes back. PH Mittens from YouTube, hello. Hi. I'll try to get to some of the tech questions later dun sa last part, the AMA or Ask Me Anything. I noticed that the stats being displayed by OBS are not so good. Medyo mababa yung upload rate, yung kilobytes per second. Although, I guess, wala pa naman nagreklamo na choppy. So, I guess, clear pa naman yung stream kahit hindi ganun kaganda yung internet connection. Thanks, Globe. So, we'll start out with the new items. This is just the part where we talk about like new items that we have in stock na I think medyo interesting. We'll start out with memory or RAM. This one, I think, is really interesting. It's the Tforce Xtreem RAM. Yung kakaiba dito, you'll notice na, I don't know how Tforce did it, parang mirrored side siya. So not only do you have RGB on the top, which is yung common, dun mo talaga nakikita usually yung RGB, pero dito din sa ilalim. Tapos medyo mataas siya, and it's really a premium box. You'll notice, it's actually boxed unlike some of the other, well, ito yung next na pag-usapan natin, but usually yung RAM ganito lang. But itong si Tforce Xtreem, naka-box talaga siya and everything. So they're trying to go for a more premium feel for this. May nag-comment sa Facebook na hindi naman talaga makikita dito sa ilalim kasi matatakpan ng ibang RAM or matatakpan ng ibang DIMMs. And that's true, although at the same time feeling ko magkakaroon pa rin ng medyo may underglow effect. Kumbaga the light will spill out from the mirrored part here. So I think the overall effect would be nice, and gusto ko sana may pumili nito for one of the builds para makita ko in person. Kennard notes na choppy nga yung video, although the audio is clear. Sound is good. Erickson also says quite choppy, sir. Sorry guys, kasalanan nyo ng Globe. Kasi usually kung nagsistream ako, like for pwede magtanong and for in the industry, galing yun sa bahay ko na converge. So mas maganda talaga yung internet plan doon. Dito sa shop, yung gamit namin unlimited internet ng Globe, pero hindi ganun kaganda yung performance apparently. Ayun. Well, we'll just have to live with it. So the Xtreem ARGB RAM. The next one is also from Tforce. This is quite popular. We just got it back in restock, the Delta RGB. And it's the white kind. Everybody loves white for the white builds. The Tforce RAM actually is quite popular kasi mas mura siya konti kaysa kumpara dun sa Gskill or some of the other brands. And the RGB visibility is good kasi the whole top part is visible. So, not much to say really. It's a good brand. It's dependable. Wala pang bumabalik sa amin to complain na, oy, yung nabili kong Tforce may sira or it's not working or things like that. And, it's very nice and white, and the RGB visibility is very clear because it's on the top part. Yep. HyperX from Kingston. We also have RGB RAM. Yung HyperX namin mas mabenta kung yung non-RGB. But we do have RGB. And you'll notice it's a black heat sink, and the RGB visibility is not as clear as, let's say, the Tforce. It's just here on top. Although mabenta tong HyperX, alam ko sa in general but I think in other shops, for some reason itong RGB di pa masyadong sikat dito sa Hardware Sugar customers. Pero we're trying to carry it, and I guess that's why I wanted to show it dito sa stream para medyo malaman ninyo na yes, we do have HyperX na RGB din. And Ericsson is concerned for the monitor. Yeah, because you can see it here. Actually, it's quite stable. It won't, hindi naman siya mahuhulog. This monitor is courtesy of Asus. Pinahiram nila sa amin. And it's been 1 year na. Nagamit ko rin siya during the lockdown for my own gaming. It's a super good monitor. This motherboard is also courtesy of Asus. Pinahiram din nila sa amin. Corsair 6 Xtreem. One of the high-end mobos. And thank you, Asus. And actually, we're gonna talk about some of their other stuff later. John Wick says na medyo putol-putol yung audio and yung video. Sorry, wala talagang magawa niyan. I think it's really the internet. I hope mag-improve siya. Although, palagi nga red tong... palaging red yung... dito, yung display dito sa OBS. Actually, di na ako naka-Wi-Fi. I'm using a LAN cable para mas maganda sana yung performance. But, mukhang problema talaga yung internet So, just try to bear with me, guys. Noel from YouTube asks, do you take credit cards? Yes, we accept credit cards. Same price as the cash price. You can pay for it here online. Sorry. Here dito sa shop, may POS kami. Pwede ka rin magbayad online using POS. We have a payment processor. And lastly, the last RAM I want to talk about are the Tridents. We have a bunch of Tridents. And since naka-install na siya, I'll just show them here. So this is our test bench for the shop. And you'll notice we said, what the hey? Parang gusto namin maganda yung test bench. So, Asus lent us the Crosshair 6. And, again, lagyan na natin ng RGB na RAM. So, we got the Trident Z RGB on the RAM. The Trident Z, actually, for me, is my favorite RGB RAM. Parang for me, it's just... Okay, let's bring it back in. For me, it's just like, it looks the classiest. Parang RGB nga siya, pero hindi kasing wild na RGB kaysa sa iba. Although that being said, yung personal setup ko hindi naka-RGB, but if I were to come up with a new setup, time to get a new PC, I'd consider the Trident for my own setup. Or maybe even the Xtreem, to be honest. The Xtreem looks interesting. says na audio is no longer choppy. Thanks for the update. Genesis from YouTube asks how much yung 1660. All of our prices you can see dun sa website namin or dun sa Awesome Table. Although we do need to update because we have some items that just came in. I'll be updating them. I'll be updating the list after the live stream. Okay, that's it for the RAM. Let's go on to AIOs because we have a bunch of AIOs in stock, which I think are interesting. And the first one is the MSI. The MSI Coreliquid 240R, and ito yung naka-flash on screen. You'll notice na kakaiba yung CPU block niya, or kumbaga yung parang scuba regulator na nakatakip dun sa CPU. I think it's a really distinctive look, and if it's a reasonably priced AIO. Performance is good, not bad. Really, if you're going for an AIO, parang aesthetics yung habol mo, and kakaiba yung aesthetics nitong MSI Coreliquid 240R. So we do have this in stock. And the picture I'm showing is an actual build that we did. So ginamit talaga namin sa isang build. And I like, wow, this is kakaiba, nice looking AIO. Yes. And just new stock, speaking of AIOs, kasi yung nga, usong-uso yung white, we do have just in stock now the ROG Strix L240 RGB. So this is an all-white AIO. Very popular. Yun nga, yung uso ngayon yung all-white build. So you get a white case, you get white MOBO, you get white AIO, you get white RAM. And one of the options for white MOBO is the Strix L240 RGB. Again, because it's ROG, assured naman yung quality. That's really the top of the line of Asus. And to be honest, medyo hirap kami mag-stock ng ROG kasi ang mahal. Yun nga, we're just a small shop. So when we're stocking items, we really try to get the ones na bang for the buck and yun medyo affordable para sa amin. Kung as a customer, kinakabahan rin kayo or para nag-aalala lang din kayo na aning affordable, kami din as a shop kasi wala yung budget talaga namin, sakto lang for what we need to buy. So ang hirap mag-stock ng ROG kasi ang mamahal nila kahit yung dealer prices, they're a bit pricier than the normal. Pero worth it naman usually. Like usually pag ROG, that's really like a sign of quality. And I would love to get my hands like on even the chair. Yung chair ko kasi sa bahay, sira-sira na. I'd love to try one of the ROG chairs. Or we do have, we had the Asus stuff. We have the Asus stuff graphics cards now. And now we do have the ROG AIO. And we do plan to stock more ROG items in the future. Kasi may nagtatanong na pwede ba mag all ROG build and we're like, pwede pero hindi sa amin kasi kulang-kulang yung ROG parts namin. Like we don't have the case and things like that. But we hope to expand later in the, we hope to expand the inventory of ROG in the future. And Mark from YouTube asks, let me just put this down. He has a 144Hz monitor for gaming. Can you use a 75Hz monitor as a secondary monitor? Yes, no problem. As long as your graphics card has enough slots, let's say both of your monitors are HDMI and your graphics card also has 2 HDMI slots, that's no problem. You can stick in the second monitor. And regardless of the hertz, kumbaga magkahiwalay yan eh. So just because 144Hz in primary doesn't mean na kailangan 144Hz din yung secondary monitor. And dual monitor is the way to go. It is I use it also at for my own personal rig. Dual monitors are super handy, super useful. Rapido from YouTube asks, what headphones am I using? This is actually my brother Rafael's headphones. It's a Corsair Void, I think Corsair Void wireless. And ginagamit ko siya for this stream kasi yung nga wireless, so para makiikot ako sa shop, like I can take this camera, this camera right here, then I can take it around the shop and then I can walk around para wireless. Binibenta namin dati to, pero ngayon sold out. Like a lot of other things. And to complete and it's a bit worried like kung mahulog to, makita nung utol ko tapos pagalitan ako kasi yun nga, pinerab lang sa akin. We are getting a green light on the OBS status, so I hope the stream has improved. If you're looking for white AIOs, another option is the Corsair H100i, another all-white AIO. The only black part here, the only non-white part is the CPU head mismo, and this is really the one with the Corsair logo here. Doon ata sa Strix AIO, that's really all white. This one just has a accent of black here to show the Corsair logo. But this is also a very popular AIO. Both AIOs that I showed are around 10,000 pesos. So, mahal talaga yung AIO, mahal din talaga yung Corsair and yung Strix, their premium brands. But really, kung gumagawa ko nung custom build na all white, be prepared to shell out a bit more. Usually, mas mahal yung mga all white items. And lastly, yes. Not all white, but a very popular item which we have back in stock is the Gammaxx L240 AIO. Sobrang popular nito kasi sobrang reasonably priced. Usually ganun yung modus ni Deepcool eh. Quality part for a reasonable price. I think this is only 4,000 or 3,800 or something. Definitely not all white, so it's black, but you do get a nice RGB on the CPU block. And the fans also are RGB. I think they use CF120, so it's the ARGB of Deepcool. So these two fans are also ARGB. And funny story about this particular AIO. I remember to bring water. If you remember the last time, sobrang uhaw na uhaw ako. And I kept coughing last stream. But now I came prepared. And actually, you'll notice this is from I don't know if you can see the logo. This is actually from our Crucial supplier. One of their swag from last Christmas. So thank you, Crucial, for the tumbler. Kim Vejas from Facebook says, Happy Sunday. Shout out. Sharawat. Kim from Facebook. Funny story about this L240. So we had a customer who bought it. Binili niya, tapos inuwi niya siya mag-install. In-install niya, tapos nag-message siya sa amin na, parang may problema ata yung AIO kasi ang taas nung CPU temperatures ko. My CPU is basically overheating. Nag-warning message nga yung Windows eh. Hindi ko nga alam na nag-warning message yung Windows na, uy, sobrang init ng CPU mo. But apparently, may ganun siya. So he got that warning message. And so he's like, I think there's something faulty with the AIO. So we're like, okay, no problem. Bring it back in and we'll see. So dinala niya yung buong rig, pati yung AIO. And as it turned out, improperly installed. So hindi tama yung pagka-install. I think, una, hindi talaga nakaswak yung CPU block dun sa CPU mismo, so it wasn't making proper contact, and there was a bunch of other things. So our tech Gerald ended up doing the entire install again, even though I think binili lang ni customer itong AIO, pero inayos talaga ni Gerald yung PC niya. The customer was, di ko kunikwento to para mapaya yung customer. More like to emphasize that we really try to do our best for the customer. You just bought one item from us. If you bring it in, we'll try to look at your entire PC to see like if there are things we can improve and things like that. So inayos talaga ni Gerald yung setup niya. Sobrang ganda ng cable management and things like that. And gumagana naman yung item. Kailangan lang properly installed. And Kiel from YouTube asked, nakalimutan tagalin yung sticker, meaning yung sticker dun sa CPU and then the CPU block of the AIO. I don't know actually kung yun yung if that was the exact problem, but it was improperly installed. And madalas yun nangyayari na kasi madali lang sisihin yung item at madali lang sisihin yung shop na yung binenta mo faulty, defective. But a lot of the time it is improper installation or there's a driver issue. There's no problem talaga with the hardware. But again, what we try to emphasize sa Hardware Sugar that we won't leave you hanging. Kung sira talaga yung item, we'll replace it as much as we can. We'll give you a refund. There are a bunch of other options. Di ka namin iiwan sa ere. No BS warranty. But usually, most of the time, the item is actually working. There's just something, not quite right about the installation or things like that. And that was it for the L240. Sige, we will take you on a tour. We also have these guys, everybody's favorite AIOs, the Kraken X53 and the Z63. Basically, nakalahati na yung stock namin from what it was when we got it a week ago. These are very popular. Everybody loves the Krakens. We were supposed to get also the X63, but our supplier just ran out before we were able to get from him, which kinda sucks. Sayang. Pero may X53 and may Z63. Yung kailangan mong tandaan dito, yung Z63 yung may LCD display. This is the latest generation of the NZXT Krakens and in-upgrade nila para yung CPU block may parang may ma-upload ka na image dito. And actually, hindi si NZXT yung unang nakalabas ng product na to. Si ROG may ganun na AIO matagal na. But it's like just suddenly NZXT releases it and everybody's like, oh, ang ganda, bago. But si ROG may ganun na AIO matagal na. I think it's the Ryu, RYUO. So Ryu. But yun nga, biglang sumikat yung idea na yun na pwede ka maglagay ng custom image dun sa CPU block because of the Krakens. But only the Z63 has it, not the X53 and not the X63. Yung pinagkaiba lang ng X53 tsaka X63 dun sa X52 tsaka yung X62 is that they've changed the pump a little bit, so the pump is supposed to be a bit quieter and more reliable. Very cosmetic changes. You can now rotate the CPU block on the 53 and the 63, but they do not have the LCD display. So marami nagkakamali doon. Be sure to keep that in mind when you want to when you're thinking of buying. Kiel, may Noctua kayo, sir? Yes, we have the NHD15 and we have so that's the big boy cooler, and we have the NTH1. Sold out na kami ng ibang Noctua, like we had the Chromax Black NHU12S. I'm still waiting to get restock of the NHU12A, which is an excellent cooler. 120mm size for 140mm performance. We're a big fan of Noctua and we try to keep it in stock as much as possible. Sold out lang ngayon yung supplier namin. Chocolate Starfish from YouTube asked, no more Lian Li, but sold out agad. Because we only got 2. We got 1 white and 1 black. Yan lang yung mabenta, yan lang mabigay nung supplier namin. 1 each kasi daw dapat wag swapang, dapat kailangan din yung ibang shops makakuha ng items. So actually, we only got 1 each of the Lian Li 011 Dynamic XL, and yun, since 1 each lang, nabenta kaagad. So why don't we restock? Because our supplier also doesn't have stock. We will restock when he gets stock. Okay, so on to monitors. Basically, I just want to highlight 2 monitors that we have in the shop. The first one is the Dell 27-incher. Hindi ito pang gaming. This is more like pang office na it's a very nice, crisp display. Ginamit ko siya as a secondary monitor. And pang, you know, if you're typing a lot on Word, you're typing a lot on Excel, this is a very good option for that. Hindi siya pang gaming. But actually, and the YouTube review that I did on this Dell monitor is in the text description. Mas maganda pa nga yung videos dito kaysa sa isang gaming monitor na nasubukan ko. So for video watching and productivity software, kagaya ng MS Word, Excel, things like that, sobrang okay tong Dell. And actually, I believe one of our panel, si Marvin, who nakikita mo sa Pwede Magtanong, ito yung monitor niya and he's a big fan of this Dell. It's a little pricey, to be honest. Medyo may kamahalan konti, but you really do get the quality of the product. And we also have an LG 24-inch. Ito 4K. We had the 27-inch version. It sold out. So natira na lang sa amin ngayon in stock is the 24-incher. Yun, if you're looking for a reasonably priced 24-incher, that's what I would recommend. It's the LG 24 UD something or something like that. But if you're looking for an affordable 4K, do check out that LG one. I forget the monitor designation. On to power supplies, and I am happy to note that we have SFF power supplies again, small form factor power supplies. The 700 water actually nabenta na, sold out na. But we do still have the Corsair SF600 and SF400. These are super small power supplies meant for ITX builds. Excuse me. So, usong-usong ngayon yung ITX builds actually, pero ang hirap makahanap ng parts. And itong SFF PSUs na to, we've been trying to get them since before lockdown. Noong mga February ko pa kinukulit yung mga supplier namin na, uy, gusto ko nung SFF PSUs. And actually, usually we carry Corsair. We also carry Seasonic. Si Seasonic, wala pa rin talagang stock. Sold out pa rin siya. But we managed to get very limited stock of itong SF450 and yung SF600. We also had the SF700 pero sold out na siya. So kung balak mo mag ITX build, we do have some of the PSUs that you might need. Yes. Moving on to storage. We still have in stock the Seagate 2TB BarraCuda. If you'll remember from the last time I did this stream, kunento ko na may stock kami nito kasi tanga ako. In-order ko lang yung 2TB, di ko masyado chinek yung specs, and pala 2.5-inch siya. So parang basically, kasukot lang niya yung isang SSD. Sobrang liit nito. And to be honest, nagulat ako na, pucha, may ganito pala na hard drive. May HDD na 2.5-incher na 2TB. But it's very good if like pang PlayStation, if you want to upgrade the storage of your PlayStation, laptop, and even you can also use it in a desktop kung naubusan ka na nung 3.5-inch drive base and you just want storage. Ayun. So, comments. Christian from YouTube asked me, pre-built po kayo? Not at the moment. Sometimes we do. Well, actually, to be honest, very rarely. Usually talagang custom. So, the customer, kahit, di ka masyadong familiar sa parts, basta sabihan mo lang kami what your budget is and what you're gonna use it for. Pang AutoCAD, pang gaming, pang streaming, pang office lang. And we'll try to make a build suited for those purposes. Pero, to be honest, medyo high, yung stock talaga dito sa Hardware Sugar, hindi talaga pang budget build. We try to focus on the medyo mas mabilis na items, kaya mas mahal din konti. So for office PCs or very entry-level computers like 15K, 25K, other shops would be better for those builds. Okie dokes. Moving on to cases. We do have in stock again the Meshify S2. Yes, Meshify S2 TG. We have it in white and in black. These are big boy cases. So these are very premium cases. We've done builds in them before, and the feel is very premium. You touch the case, it's all steel, and the outside is attractive. Yung medyo understated na ano. Although I think the Meshifys we have now are the full side windows, so not what you can see here dito sa white case na parang bitin yung TG side panel. Yung TG side panel namin all the way like itong black. So it's not for and yung sa amin may PSU shroud na. So we don't recommend them for everybody, but if you just want that kind of very solid feel of a case and you have enough desktop space for it, we do recommend the Meshify S2. The thermals are very good because it's a roomy case, so there's some space, there's some room for the air to expand, and then you can whisk out the air right away. Hindi siya cramped sa loob. Also very nice to build in because it's very roomy, and you won't have any problems with clearance and things like that. We do also have the new version of the P350 from Phanteks. So this is the P360X. It has built-in RGB. Tasteful naman yung RGB, parang side lang siya sa harap. Sa harap mo lang nakita yung RGB, and there's like a thin sliver of RGB sa ilalim ng side panel. These are quite popular. Phanteks in general is quite popular for the casing because again the thermals are very good. It's easy to build inside it. A lot of critics like the Phanteks cases. Ako personally, to be honest, and if you watch our YouTube video on cases, iba-iba naman yung taste natin, yung aesthetics, iba-iba yung gusto ng mga tao. Ako personally, di ako masyadong fan nung Phanteks look, but a lot of people do like it. So we do carry it in store. Next one is this one actually, trip ko to. And the Core P90. Itong screenshot na to, galing talaga sa isang customer namin. Bumili siya ng Core P90. That's the case, the Thermaltake Core P90. Custom liquid water cooling siya. And I really like itong open air look. So, Thermaltake has a smaller version, the Core P3, which we also stock. The Core P90 is sort of yung parang big brother niya. Kasi dalawang sides na. You can see in the picture that actually basically yung isang side pang rad lang. I mean, and then the water pump also. So there's a lot of space to build in this. And I really just like the open air look. Yung kwento nitong Core P90, as far as I know, kami lang may ganito. Kami lang nagbebenta nito. And kasi we have a good relationship with our Thermaltake supplier, basically kahit anong item pwede namin orderin. So tumitingin ako sa catalog nila, nakita ko tong Core P90, tapos naisip ko, ang ganda nito ah. And naisip ko, may bibili ba? Tapos naisip ko, well, baka wala kasi medyo mahal, medyo malaki, medyo pang enthusiast talaga, medyo pang custom. It's a very distinct case, hindi siya standard case. But I said, what the heck, it looks nice, I like it. And so we stocked it. When we first stocked it, naubos, na sold out. So naka-restock ulit kami. We have around 3 now in the shop. So this is in stock. And ako personally, parang I really like the look of this case. Gnarly AF from YouTube asked kung bibili siya sa amin ng mobile memory and ibang parts except yung case, pwede pa rin ba magpatulang mag-assemble? Yes, we'll assemble for free as long as yung karamihan ng parts, yung majority ng parts galing sa amin, we assemble for free. So yeah, that's no problem. A lot of customers have done that. Especially kung, yun nga, na medyo mahal mo na case mo, ayaw mo bitawan, but you wanna transplant yung other parts from the old case into the new case. Sorry, you wanna put new parts into your old case, we can do that also. Or if you wanna transplant, let's say, there are some parts dun sa lumang mong PC na gusto mo ilipat sa bago na bibilin mo sa amin, we can do that also. Joey from YouTube asks, ano po mas magandang SSD brand, Kingston or WD? We sell both. We do have the Kingston, we do sell time to time occasionally Kingston. Yung WD, we also sell. To be honest with you, nagka-problema na kami sa WD. Hindi naman marami, pero 1 or 2 na returns. Tapos hindi rin namin ma-figure out kasi hindi pa bumabalik sa amin yung SSD. M.2 kasi siya. Pero sinasabi ni customer na hindi niya mapagana sa computer niya. Pero, again, that could be customer error or, hindi lang compatible yung M.2 slot niya dun sa M.2 na binili niya. On the other hand, yung Kingston namin na puro SATA lang, never pa nagka-problema. Nobody has come back to us para magreklamo na, yung binenta mong Kingston SSD nag-fail or something like that. So, hard to say, like definitively. So, yun, kunikwento ko na lang yung mga experiences namin, the direct experiences namin sa warranty for those two brands. But kung mag-WD ka, they do have different quality measures based on the color. Yung green yung pinakamura nila, yung blue, and then yung red. Yung red pang NAS level, pang network attached storage level na yung red. So WD blue is probably a good bet quality-wise. Yung green medyo yung budget end nila. So ayun. Yes. We also still have in stock the InWin A1 Plus. Oh, so sorry. This is another pick of the Core P90. I mean, look at this thing, man. Even the box looks like, wow, parang gusto ko yan. Gusto ko buksan, gusto ko mag-assemble. Just because you have the entire right side devoted to a rad and the storage, the reservoir, the reservoir for the custom liquid water cooling. We do still have in stock the InWin A1 Plus in white and black. This also comes. This is an example of an ITX build. Tapos may kasama na tong PSU. So again, a very popular case. We did have it in pink. Apparently the pink is very popular kasi na sold out na siya. We still have it in white and black. Oop, not yet. And yes, okay. So if you've been following the shop lately for the past 2 months, napansin mo na ang hilig na namin mag-stream. And so we're starting to also carry Elgato items. We have capture cards. We have the HS60 Plus or things like that. And we also have now the Key Light Air. It's super easy to use. It's yun Elgato is basically actually independent brand to dati pero binili siya ni Corsair. So Corsair now owns Elgato. So same level na sila in terms of quality. Parang inisip mo ano yung quality na pang streaming. And yun, they have stream decks and capture cards and things like that. And now they have a Key Light, which is actually quite highly rated or highly reviewed by the critics. Never ko pa siya nagamit myself because I'm cheap. Nabanggit ko nga yung camera na ginagamit ko sa stream na to, yung primary camera, yung actual cellphone ko. Wala akong webcam because I'm cheap and I don't want to buy. And instead of using a Key Light Air, the lighting for this is a makeup ring light, which I bought off Lazada for like, I don't know, even pink actually. You can't see. You can see the pang. But actually, this is not bad for a cheap setup. So dito sa Hardware Sugar, and ako personally, parang I really believe in you don't need to spend a lot to get quality, to get a quality product, to get a quality outcome. But sometimes, when you just want things to work, and kasi yung problema kung naghahanap ka ng budget na maganda, paminsan hindi. Kung bibili ka ng Elgato, alam mo na maganda yan all the time. And the Key Light Air is very highly rated. In fact, kung hindi yan mabenta soon, parang gusto ko nang buksan tapos gamitin ko. Ako nagagamit. But right now, we have it in stock. Kiel from YouTube asks, ano pong RAM pricing ng DDR3? I'm sorry, I don't know kasi we only carry DDR4. We used to carry DDR3 pero ang tagal na nun. Di na ako up to date kung anong price nila. Joey has a follow-up. If it's WD Green 120 or the Kingston 120, ano po mas better? Hard to say. Me personally, I would just go with the WD Green because we do have experience with that in the shop and so far di pa naman palpak yun. So I just go with the WD Green. We used to sell that a lot actually as parang intro level or starter level SSD. Binenta namin yun. Ang daming bumili nun sa ESGS actually. And I mentioned ESGS kasi ESGS na ngayon itong weekend na to. And for the past 2 years, at this time of the year, palagi kami na sa ESGS 2018, 2019. And we were looking forward to going back to ESGS kasi we see a lot of our customers, both new and old. And masaya lang. Yeah, to be, ang dami kasing tech, daming cosplay, daming stuff. So masaya yung ESGS. I'm kind of sad na, well, dahil sa COVID, walang physical ESGS this year. Hopefully, next year, makabalik kami. P2 Visuals from YouTube ask me, 450 watts ba kami na PSU? Tayo? No, the lowest end we have na ATX is 550, the Seasonic S123. We do have the SFF PSU from Corsair, but you wouldn't want that because it's quite pricey. Sorry, SF450. Quite pricey and it is meant for ITX builds, so you wouldn't want this. For ATX PSUs, we do have the lowest wattage we have is the Seasonic S123, 550 watts. TJ from Facebook asks, could you suggest a place here in Davao to buy parts? I do not know. Actually, I do follow a store on Facebook from Davao. Hindi ko lang maalala ngayon yung name. I'm not from there. Di man ko taga Davao, so ambot lang kung maayo ba sila. Pero they seem to have good stock, which is why I follow them. I can't remember the name right now. Sorry, wala akong access sa Facebook ko ngayon. But there is a shop there sa Davao na murag maayo ang selection. Ambot lang kung maayo ba mag-build. We do ship all around the Philippines via Ninja Van. So if you want to get parts from us, you can. But obviously, we don't send full builds kasi takot kami na masira. You know, there's GPU sag and then kung baga sa shipping, baka biglang masira, like matanggal yung GPU. And then, it might, take out the PCIe slot of the MOBO and it's a whole thing. Sira na yan. So we don't ship full builds via courier. Morris Tatel from YouTube suggests Davao Future Bright Enterprise. I'm not sure if that's the one. It sounds vaguely familiar. That could be the one that I follow on Facebook. I'm not too sure. Jongyen, I hope I pronounced the name right, from YouTube asks, kailan ba kayo magdi-distribute ng techwear cases? Actually, nagbebenta na kami dati ng techwear. Yung problema, sold out. And then every time we go back to the supplier, palaging sold out. Wala na kami nakukuha. Nauubusan kami every time we want to order. So we do want to order, we do want to stock techwear cases, but yun nga, palagi kami nauubusan dun sa supplier namin ng techwear. To be honest, yung isang YouTube video na gusto kong gawin, parang who did it better. Kukuha kami ng mahal na case. Let's say like ang dami kasi lookalike cases eh. Yung trend yan, yung usual pattern. Lalabas yung mga high-end brands like NZXT nung case. Tapos kokopyahin sila nung mga mas budget-friendly na brands. So, I want to do a YouTube video na who did it better, na kukuha kami ng mahal na case, kukunin namin yung counterpart niya na mura, tapos, yun, i-compare natin kung who did it better. Like, mas okay pala tong mura kaysa kahit na mas mura siya. Or is there something na kaya mas mahal tong isa kasi, yun nga, mas maganda yung build quality, they put in certain features na mas madali mag-build, parang ganon. But yan yung sagot dun sa techwear. We used to carry and we want to carry, but we are always palagi kami na naudlot or palagi kaming malas pagbalik sa supplier, laging out of stock. And I do want to give a shout out to Asus. What you're seeing on your screen are all of the items that Asus recently lent us. Like dumating lang this week, and super thank you to Asus kasi so we have the TUF monitor is the VG249Q1R, and it is currently being used by Marvin na kilala mo from Pwede Magtanong. Kilala ninyo from Pwede Magtanong, and he will do a review. And this monitor is crazy. It's like 165 hertz. And it looks like to be a good bang for your buck. But again, I haven't tried it myself, but it looks very promising. Yung ginagamit ko actually ngayon na headset is the TUF Gaming H3 na pinahiram ni Asus. Sobrang okay siya. The build quality is really good for the price. The SRP is 2,200, all metal frame, 7.1 virtual surround. And, excuse me, the only reason why I'm not using it now for this stream is that I needed something wireless para kung umikot ako sa shop, hindi ako mabibitin dun sa cord. Pero gagamitin ko siya sa Pwede Magtanong this Friday. I've been using it personally, and it's a really nice headset and very good bang for the buck. Excuse me. The M3, the mouse, the P3, the mouse pad, and the K3, the mechanical keyboard, RGB keyboard, are going to be used by Rafael. He'll do the review for us. So, wala akong masabi about those items, but they look very good. But I have to say, itong RT-AX86U na router, damn man, damn. I am in love with this thing. Feeling ko, pinahiram lang to ni Asus sa amin. So, at a certain point, kailangan namin ibalik. Pero I think magkaka-aksidente si router. Like, hindi ko na mabalik. Let's say, mahulog siya or something. Kasi sobrang, I really like this router. Yun nga, I've only been using it for a couple of days. Pero yung dati ko kasing router, Google Wi-Fi. Yung 3 na pods na mesh. You think kasi sa Google Wi-Fi, parang dapat quality yon, dapat okay siya. But for some reason, 1 failed on me. So I was down to 2. And then yung Netflix streams ko, when I was watching Netflix, sobrang grainy. Para siyang 80s cartoon na 480p imbes na yung high definition. Pero when I started playing around with the router, the RT-AX86U, ang ganda, ang linaw na ni Netflix. And then when I would boot up my computer, dati pag boot up ko, kung buksan ko yung browser, ayaw mag-browse. May lag time on my computer with the old Google Wi-Fi mesh. Like, I would have to wait 2 minutes for things to settle down and for the router to recognize na, yeah, okay, bukas na pala tong computer and I need to start feeding it data. But dito sa RT router from Asus, there's none of that. Pag bukas ko ng computer, on kaagad ng browser, pwede na ako mag-browse kaagad. So, parang there's really a big difference in performance, in improvement, using the RT router compared dun sa Google Wi-Fi na dapat quality din. So, super thank you for Asus for lending us these items, and you're gonna see YouTube reviews about them probably soon. Scotch from YouTube says, ganda ng platform nyo, interactive. Marami ka pang matutunan. Keep it up, sir. Thank you, Scotch, for that comment. We do try as much as possible to reply to everybody, but of course that's not possible kasi especially dito sa show na to, ako lang mag-isa versus like there are currently 87 people watching. So ang hirap to answer everybody. Doon sa Pwede Magtanong, we also try to answer everybody, but it's just not possible. But we try as much as possible to make things kahit sa YouTube namin yung informative, hindi lang puro benta. Hardware Sugar is a PC shop, syempre gusto namin makabenta, but at the same time we want people mainganyo sa hobby na para ma-excite na nga, parang hindi naman ako gumagawa ng PC pero napanood ko to si Hardware Sugar, parang masaya, parang interesting, subukan ko kaya yan. Yan yung gusto namin. Yung mga wala masyadong interest sa PC, makapanood ng YouTube, makapanood ng live stream namin, and they're like, maybe let's try that out. Parang interesting nga. We want to get more people into the hobby. And even for the hardcore users, we want to cater to them. So that's why we have lots of nice stuff, lots of hardware na paminsan mahirap makahanap. We really try to stock the medyo hard to find items. So we try to be accessible for both the entry-level guy and also for the hardcore users. Pero yung ayaw talaga namin yung hardcore na medyo mayabang na parang, oh, alam ko na lahat, 20 years na ako sa PC building and tanga ka kasi ginamit mo yung AIO, ba't di ka na lang nag-air cooling? Or ang dami rin kasing ganon na ang yabang-yabang na tingin nila na because they've been at it for so long, they think, you know, they know everything. But we are not like that. First of all, we really tell you, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know kung compatible yan. Kung di namin alam, we always tell the customer, we always tell the audience that we don't know. Because there's always so much to learn sa PC building. And actually, that's why I like doing these live streams. Pwede magtanong in the industry and the shop. Kasi ang dami ko talaga natututunan, to be honest. And because kailangan ko mag-research para sa YouTube, mag-video or magla-live stream. Or dito in-store, ang dami kong natututunan na, ay, hindi pala compatible yung AIO na yun sa case kasi ang laki pala nung radiator. Or kahit si Corsair, sabi ni Corsair, hindi to compatible sa dalawang types of fans, pero gumagana naman pala siya. So there's always so many things to figure out, and that's what I find exciting about this hobby. Joma Silvestre from YouTube says, shoutout po sa asawa ko, si Shalungay. Payagan mo na po ako bumili ng PC parts. Please, Shalungay, payagan mo na siya na bumili sa amin. Wag na sa iba, sa amin lang. Mario from YouTube Ask Attorney, alam ko maling araw kasi hindi pwede magtanong. I mean, this isn't pwede magtanong the show, pero pwede po magtanong, any suggestions for a budget router, pamalit sa default router ni Converge? Ito, di namin binibenta in store, pero I had a friend who had the same problem. Like, you know, he wanted a router, and then, gosh, I can't. Yeah, I remember. Okay, I think the brand was Tenda. May supplier kami for Tenda, but we don't have it in store. Yung sabi ng friend ko pre-lockdown, you know, I want a router kasi sobrang olat sa nitong... Actually, he wasn't even using the default ISP router. He was using some other router. Hirap na hirap siya sa coverage dun sa bahay niya. Kasi parang, ano siya, townhouse type, so multi-level. The router hindi umaabot sa home office and things like that. So I'm like, what can you recommend? Sabi ko, try mo yung Tenda. And I bought it for him. I ordered it from the supplier. I got it for him, pinadala ko, and you know, we gave it to him. Tapos he's super happy with the Tenda. Sorry, I just can't remember the model number of that particular router. Pero basically, parang Google Mesh Wi-Fi siya. They're just like these pod type, but they're a good all-around router. Tapos magandang coverage because you can scatter the pods dun sa area mo. And sobrang okay daw yung performance, sabi nung friend ko. We don't review a lot of routers. I've never had to review one for YouTube. Yung si Asus yung unang-una ko. So to be honest, yun nga, I can't think of any from my own experience. Pero doon sa feedback ng kaibigan ko, sobrang okay yung Tenda. If you want, we can special order it for you. Just PM us maybe on Facebook and then we'll try to see if we can get that router. Mario from YouTube. Mario Shimuzu, if you're the same Mario Shimuzu, actually is also a long-time viewer. I remember the name. So yun, thanks so much for... Salamat kay Asus for lending us stuff, and actually Asus has been supporting us for a long time. Itong monitor nga na to, pinahiram ni Asus. Itong motherboard, Crosshair 6, pinahiram ni Asus. Hindi pa nila hinihingi back, and wag mo na hingin. Masaya na sila dito sa shop. And a lot of people are seeing it. So sulit naman also then for Asus, but we're really very appreciative to Asus. I just like magkakwento lang ako briefly about Asus. The first time I experienced kami sa Asus, nasa lumang shop pa kami, and if you've seen our videos about the small shop, sobrang liit lang nung shop na yon. Like if I stretch up, mas malawak pa yung arm span ko kaysa sa length or yung width nung shop na yon. Para siyang malaking closet lang. So we were in that shop for, I think, the first year or so of Hardware Sugar. And then, may contact. I didn't know anybody from Asus at the time. Pero, yun nangyari. Gusto ko kasi may magandang mural dun sa shop. Yung philosophy talaga namin dito sa Hardware Sugar, you know, we don't have the most expensive budget, but we can make our place nice. Kahit maliit, kahit walang budget. So I wanted to commission this full wall mural para sa isang for the main wall of the shop. So may nahanap akong local artist, si 8-Bit Fiction. Sobrang ganda ng mga works niya. So, sabi ko, sige, may budget naman konti. I asked 8-Bit Fiction to come up with a custom wall mural. Tapos yung nag-handle, parang manager ni 8-Bit Fiction, may contact sa Asus. So he asked, oh, so what's your shop? Sabi ko, PC hardware. And he's like, oh, may kilala ko sa Asus. So I'm like, oh, sige, could I get the contact details? And then I cold emailed Asus, basically saying na, nakalimutan ko actually, tinanong ko lang dun sa Asus contact na, do you have, sino ba suppliers ninyo? Kasi bago pa lang ang Hardware Sugar noon, wala pa kaming masyadong suppliers. And actually, for those of you who don't know, nung sinumala namin yung Hardware Sugar, wala kaming kilala at all in the industry. Wala kaming suppliers, wala kaming kilala sa loob ng mga brands. Zero talaga. We started from zero. We knew nobody. We had zero experience in retail. We had zero experience with PC parts, yung mga suppliers, distributors, brands, things like that. Yung ano lang namin, mahilig kami sa computers. So familiar kami sa specs, familiar kami kung ano dapat, ano hindi. Pero wala kaming suppliers, wala kaming brands and things like that. So we really started from zero. So talagang hustle, talagang kayod yan maghanap ng suppliers. Kaya in-email ko sa Asus na, oh, sino ba suppliers niyo? Baka I can get in touch. So they were like, oh, okay, sure, here are the suppliers and what's your shop? And we were like, so medyo di ka naman binola, pero medyo minartik ko, I did some marketing na, we're Hardware Sugar and we want to be a different kind of shop. All of our items are open. Like now, if you notice inside the shop, all of our items are open. The customer can come in, they can look at it, they can, matingnan talaga nila, mahawakan. And we want to have no BS warranty because we're super tired. Nakakainis yung ibang stores na parang kinuha nila pera mo, kapag sira yung item, biglang daming ek-ek na ba't di nila ma-honor yung warranty. We don't want to be like that. So I explained to the Asus contact all of the things that we want to do differently dito sa Hardware Sugar. No BS warranty, super friendly staff, we don't treat you, tingin namin sa'yo hindi magnanakaw. So lahat ng items, nandito lang, yan, nakakalat. Pwede mong hawakan, pwede mong, you can hold them. And so I think medyo, it's not like I deceive, I didn't mean to deceive, but I think maybe the Asus guys got the wrong impression na medyo malaking shop kami. So they're like, sige, punta kami dyan. Tapos, dali namin yung boss namin na yung galing Taiwan talaga, and parang head of something, or I don't know if he was the country manager or something. And so medyo napa-backpedal ako, medyo natakot ako, kasi alam ko, sobrang liit lang nga nung shop namin nun. So I'm like, yeah, sure, come over, pero just to set expectations, we're a very young shop, wala pa kaming isang taon. And sobrang liit ng space namin. So, di mo naman kailangan pumunta. Okay lang na yung supplier list. But they're like, no, we want to see you. And we'll bring our boss and things like that. So they came over, I met them. Tapos, alam mo, sobrang talaga ako nahiya. Kasi ito, such a small shop. And punong-puno ng mga items yung inventory namin. So, nandun si Big Boss na galing Taiwan. And I think there were four or five people plus me. So, sa sobrang liit ng shop, kulang yung maupuan, di sila makaupo. So a lot of them were just standing. And so, but they were very nice. They were very nice. They gave me the whole presentation about their products and things like that. So, in fairness dun sa Asus people, hindi sila, they didn't look down on us na small shop lang kami. Once they saw the shop, tuloy pa rin yung presentation. And, these are the suppliers, these are the items, maybe you can push these items, parang ganon. And sobrang tumaas respeto ko sa Asus after dealing with them personally. I mean, before, obviously, I knew that they were a high-end brand and things like that. But after that experience, sobrang, I really have a good impression of Asus after that. Kasi, ako, to be honest, if I were the brand and I came to the old Hardware Sugar, it looked, very small, very tight. Hindi mo maisip na, is this really a shop that can help us sell a lot of items? But they were very professional. They didn't bat an eyelash. So that's why medyo insecure pa rin ako kay Asus up to now na I try to tell them na, oy, alam mo, nag-expand yung shop and we're in this nice place now. Why don't you come over? And so nagpapasalamat naman ako sa Asus na we have continued our good relationship with them, and may mga bagong items sila na pinahiram sa amin, and the items that they did lend us before, like the monitor and the Corsair motherboard, nandito pa rin. And kita naman pagpasok sa shop, yan yung unang nakikita ni customer is yung Asus Mobo and kasi yun yung test bench and the Asus monitor. But I really do have to aminin ko na talagang nahiya ako nung dumating si Big Boss and ang liit-liit ni Hardware Sugar. But On the one hand, proud din ako na, yun, naka-expand naman kami. We're in a new place now. And we're, yun, as much as possible, doing the hustle, man. Expanding, trying new things, carrying new stock. And hopefully, other brands do notice us in the future. And of course, thank you also to NZXT, who has given us free stuff also before, but we also still use in the shop. And ASRock, we also have a good relationship with ASRock. Ayun. But again, super thanks to Asus. And I have to apologize kung hindi na babalik yung router ninyo kasi medyo I really, really like it now. Let me just go through some of the... John Wick says na he'll wait for ROG stocks, especially the Thor PSU. Good to know kasi yun nga, we don't know ano yung mabente. So if you guys have requests, please let us know para we can keep in mind next time we're restocking. So let me just go through. Sorry, nung medyo na carry away ako dun sa kwento kaya hindi ko na basa yung chats. Angelo from YouTube asks, taga Makati po ako, where can I find Hardware Sugar? We are in San Antonio on Giho, but just go to our website and I will type it now. Our website has everything. Nandun yung contact us, so nandun yung area map, nandun yung Waze link. And actually, if you Google us, nandun rin kami sa Google Business. So the first 6 hits are us, our Facebook, our YouTube, our own site. So it's super easy to find us. We also have very good parking here. Yan yung isa din na requirements ko wherever we go. Yung small shop namin, kahit small shop lang yun, madaling mapuntahan, nandun sa Buendia, tapos may parking. Nung lumipat kami dito sa Giho, yan din yung isang consideration, dapat maganda yung parking. So no worries about that. Just help, Kiel from YouTube asks, just helping a viewer yung sa DDR4 CAS RAM niya, can he overclock it safely? Never kasi nagamit ang DDR4 eh. I didn't see the details in the question, but basically, overclock it, and hindi naman, even if it crashes, hindi yon masama, like, the first 2 or 3 times. You can just try it, kumbaga, just try it. Overclock it, kung mag-crash, edi i-scale back down mo. Wala namang problema yon. That will not affect your RAM if you just scale it up once, mag-crash, and you scale it back down. Mario is ready to assist also. Juke lured from Facebook, sir, payment via credit card on the website is working? Yes, it is. John Wick says yung test bench mo na Mobo, gumagana yung decop for memory. If yes, latest BIOS running. To be honest, Jan, sorry, I don't know. Matagal na since in-update ko tong Corsair na to. Yung philosophy kasi namin kung gumagana, don't change it. So, stable na si test bench. We haven't updated it in a while. So, to be honest, I'm not sure. You can message us on Facebook, then I can ask Gerald on Monday kasi mas alam ni Gerald. Dawan from YouTube asks, aspiring computer parts reseller siya and maliit lang yung puhunan. Can we help him out? If you just want advice, yes, advice is free. Maliit lang din puhunan namin, to be honest, nung nagsimula kami. Kahit ngayon, maliit din yung capital na available sa amin. Actually, we get a lot of people asking this. Usually yung tanong, can we have your supplier list? Usually, we don't give that kasi yung nga pinaghirapan namin yun eh. Nung nakwento ko nga, nung sinimula namin yung Hardware Sugar, wala kaming kilala at all. Wala kaming suppliers, wala kaming brands. So talagang pinagpuyatan namin yun, yung sariling, with the, pinag-effort talaga namin yun. Pinaghirapan namin yun to find our suppliers. So, we generally don't give our supplier list. But the next question usually is, can we buy it from you? Yes, you can, pero syempre mas mahal na yun eh. Kasi kumbaga, bibili kami sa supplier, and then we get it, tas may patong kung galing sa amin kasi may effort on our part, and then mapupunta sa'yo. So really the best, if you want advice, then advice is free, but the best advice I can give is na mas madali kung dumiretso ka sa suppliers talaga. Medyo madali naman silang hanapin. And yun, no BS yun. I know because ginawa rin namin yun. Kami naghanap nung suppliers namin. So it is possible to start from zero and to have a lot of stock like we have now. We have NZXT, Inwin, Cooler Master, Asus, Corsair, Silverstone. We had Techwear before, but now they're sold out. They don't want to sell to us. Elgato we have. So, it is possible to start from zero and find suppliers. But yun nga, if you want free advice, just message us on Facebook and we'll be happy to oblige. Actually, tapos na yung product presentation ko or just basically some items we have in stock na I think are kind of cool. Yung next schedule dapat for the show is na magkakwento ako about warranties. So, tutuloy ko lang yung kwento from the last time. If you watched us the last in the shop a month ago, nagkwento ako about 2 GPUs. Yung isa may screen artifacts, yung isa nagba-black screen when playing Warzone. Water break. So, just to continue that story, yung screen artifacts, na-solve din yun, in-underclock yung card. But I think yung base issue nun, yung drivers. If the customer could find the driver version na pwede, sana mapagana. NVIDIA has been having a lot of driver problems lately. And that brings me back to the other story, yung 2080. Isang graphics card, yung nakaka-screen artifacts, 2070 Super ata yun. Yung isa naman, yung nagka-black screen habang naglalaro siya ng Warzone, 2080 Super. And buti na lang matyaga si customer dun sa 2080 Super kasi talagang hinahanap niya ano yung likely causes. Kasi yung unang instinct ni customer, hardware problem to, ibabalik sa shop. But the customer didn't do that. He really looked into it. He tried baka yung Windows update, that was a concern. But he finally traced it back either yung Windows update or yung NVIDIA drivers kasi nag-update siya mag-isa. So he finally rolled it back to a driver version na mukhang stable tas di na nangyayari. So just as a general advice to NVIDIA guys, dati kasi medyo solid yung drivers ni NVIDIA. So pwede niyo pagtawanan yung AMD na nagloloko yung drivers ni AMD. Pero ngayon, ganun din si NVIDIA. And my advice is if your version now is stable, don't change it anymore kasi kung mag-update ka ng drivers, baka biglang magka-problema ka pa. So if you're happy with your stable naman yung system mo ngayon using NVIDIA, don't update the drivers anymore. Yung isang warranty story ko, nakwento ko na yung nga binalik si L240 na deep cool na AIO kasi daw sobrang nag-overheat yung CPU, not overheat. And it's true, nag-overheat nga si CPU, pero yung problema kasi improper installation ng AIO. So again, walang problema dun sa hardware namin. Yung hardware na binenta namin turned out to be user error. Genuine warranty problems that we've had in the past month na kailangan ibalik. Hindi ko na lang ibabanggit yung brand, but actually it was platinum level platinum PSU, and we've had like 2 returns and they do both seem to be broken kasi after we replaced them, okay na yung build. So that's a bit annoying. We actually had our first CPU problem. It was an AMD Ryzen. Unstable yung system, crash. Nung binalik ng customer, our tech Gerald was able to trace it to a faulty CPU. When we replaced the CPU with a brand new one, okay na. Tapos sobrang okay, natuwa naman si customer sa service namin. Bumalik actually siya. She just recently came back and had more parts installed. Bumili siya ng ibang parts. But that was the first time ever na nagka-problema kami sa CPU. And binilik namin sa supplier. We're still waiting for the tech report from them. Usually, yun nga, kauna-unang beses yun. Never pa kami nagka-problema sa CPU, until that one. So, patagal ng patagal dito sa Hardware Sugar kung ano-ano ng ibang issues na nakikita namin. Kasi no brand is 100%. That's a fact of life. There's no perfect brand na lahat ng items nila 100% kagana. Kahit mahal yan, Corsair, NZXT, whatever brand, palagi hindi naman palagi, sorry. But they will never be 100%. Malas mo lang if you get that one part out of 10,000 na may sira. That's why it's important. And, palagi kong inuulit na bumili ka sa shop na sigurado ka kung magka-problema, they won't ghost you. Hindi ka iiwan sa ere. Pwede ka bumalik sa shop and say na, hey guys, I have a problem with this and can we try to see what the problem is? And that's one of the basic principles dito sa Hardware Sugar. No BS warranty. No bullshit. You don't need the box. Ang daming stores na, sir, sorry, hindi na namin matanggap yan kasi wala yung box. That is BS, man. Kami, just return the item and we'll take it from there. You do need to send it in. That's been a problem sometimes with Lazada customers. We tell them na, yeah, no problem, but you need to send it back. Tapos nasa province sila. They're like, oh, bakit? Ipadala mo na lang yung replacement. Unfair din naman yun. We need to see the item. We need to check if it's really broken. So, unfair, I think, it is fair for the shop to ask you to return the item at your expense. Kasi kung sira naman talaga, we'll send it back to you kahit kung saan man, sa Mindanao, sa Visayas, wherever. Papadala namin sa'yo yung replacement item, usually brand new, at our expense. Pero yun lang yun. Kasi malay ba namin, di ba? Kung sira ba talaga yung part. Actually, usually yung customers na bumibili diretso sa amin, walang problema yon. It's like the people on Lazada and on Shopee. And if you follow the Facebook, I really sometimes napapakamot ako sa behavior ng ibang Lazada and Shopee customers. Parang not cool, man. I don't enjoy having to deal with some customers from there. Usually, kung direct sa shop, sobrang okay. And I'm really happy na yung nakukuha na namin na customers na na direct sa shop are, super chill because that's one of the things we like. Like, if you've seen our shop manifesto, we sell cool hardware that goes to cool people. And, kung tingin mo dapat medyo, kung hindi ka cool person, okay lang, please don't buy from us. Kung mabilis uminit ulo mo, if it's hard for you to understand that you need to send back the item, if it's hard for you to understand na okay pala yung hardware, it's a software issue, it's not covered by warranty, then please, God, don't buy from us. We don't want the headache. We don't need the sales, to be honest. Ako mas gusto ko na sobrang okay yung relationship namin sa customer. Like, and a lot of our customers, they become our friends kasi we like talking about hardware. We like, uy, ano build mo? Uy, cool yan. Ang galing mo na napagana mo tong setup na to. I didn't realize na pwede pala yung PSU na yan dito or something like that. But, kung medyo maarte ka and things like that, please just buy from another shop. There are so many other shops in Metro Manila and even around the Philippines. So, I did see a TP-Link question here. From JV Colado, from YouTube, whose name also seems familiar. I don't know if you've commented on one of our YouTube videos, maybe. Sorry, the name sounds familiar. Thoughts on the TP-Link Deco M4 or E4 mesh? Reliable ba? To be honest, I can't remember nga yung TP-Link na binili ng kaibigan ko. I think it was the mesh. So I think it might have been the M4. Sobrang okay yun. Again, just based on the experience of my friend. But that's real world experience. Hindi yun marketing na from the brand or things like that. Ito talaga mismo yung user, yung kaibigan ko. And sabi niya sobrang okay. I think it might have been the M4, but I'm not sure. But parang it was a TP-Link mesh product. Shuri from YouTube asks, when do you think prices will normalize for the 3,000 cards? And when will the new 5,000 series from AMD arrive? Those are always the $2 million questions. When the prices will stabilize for the 3,000, I think maybe next year. To date, dito sa Hardware Sugar, wala pa kaming nasa stock na 3,000 series. I don't know if the suppliers are mad at us. I think okay naman yung relationship namin sa mga suppliers namin. I don't know why they don't give us the 3,000 cards. And yet, pag open ko sa Facebook, ang dami kong nakikita na kung sino-sino na lang nakakabenta, nakakakuha ng 3,000 series. But we have had 0 3,000 series in the shop. I do not know when they will normalize. My bet would be maybe sometime next year. Kasi si Nvidia mismo na nagsabi na wild talaga yung demand. They prepared for they prepared for large demand, but they didn't prepare for this volume of customers asking for the 3000 series. So malaman next year pa yon. The 5000 CPUs are supposed to come out November actually. I was on a call with AMD, product update call with them I think last week. But when they will be available in-house, kumbaga on the street, I really do not know also. Sorry. So basically, the answer to your two questions is I do not know. Sorry. Kiel from YouTube says, I noticed you from Truly Immortal. Yeah, we did an interview with them just last week with Mafia and with Leoncio. Truly Immortal, for those of you who don't know, is an esports basically agency. So kung streamer ka, you might want to get in touch with them. They rep streamers and they support their streamers. And actually, it was a very interesting interview. I learned a lot. And I'm still a member dun sa Discord ninyo. If anybody from Truly Immortal is watching. Very interesting Discord, very active. So I'm learning a lot from there also. Zen says, from Facebook, okay ba yung Panther extensions or surge protection? To be honest, sorry, I don't know. I've never tried them. We don't carry them in the shop. Akari is the AVR that I have. So far, okay naman siya. Sorry, I do have one Panther extension, but I haven't used it a lot for load. So hindi ko rin masabi kung okay ba siya. Actually, we reached the part of the... Well, basically, I've just been doing the AMA part already. There are a lot of questions here, guys. Sorry, I really can't answer all of them. And to be honest, I'm not equipped to handle all of them. That's why dun sa pwede magtanong, we have a tech panel talaga si Marvin tsaka si RJ. John from YouTube says, my store, your gadgets. It's also inspired by you guys, Hardware Sugar. Pero as of now, sa Lazada pa lang kasi kami. Wala din akong alam kasi iba yung background ko, medical, but also research all the suppliers. Thanks. Yes, John. Thank you for being further evidence na kaya mo naman mag-research eh. Kahit yun nga, iba yung background, hindi naman IT yung background, makakahanap ka nung suppliers. To be honest, dito sa Hardware Sugar, we've been trying to move away from Lazada. Sobrang sakit sa ulo nung Lazada. If it's not the customers, it's the Lazada platform itself. Like ngayon, a lot of our items are sold out on Lazada, pero may inventory available dun sa back-end ng Lazada. Kasi sa system ni Lazada, tingin niya may 69 items kami na hindi pa siniship out. And that is false. That is wrong. Mali yun. Sobrang OC kami when it comes to shipping out orders. Pag nag-order ka, talagang we try as much as possible na the next day, ready na yan for ship out. So basically, mali talaga yun. Kasi kahit dun sa back-end namin, yung Lazada back-end, walang lumalabas na you have not shipped this item. So nagkamali lang talaga yung system nila. Yung problema, mali yung system. In-email ko na sila, April, September, nandun pa rin yung problema. So nakakat yung OVL namin, yung order volume limit. Nakakat yung OVL namin. And so, because Lazada thinks na masama kami seller, dapat makat yung sino makabili sa amin. So, I think only 3 people a day can buy from us. And it's really a pain in the neck, man. And I keep trying to contact Lazada. Wala. And if you're familiar with us, we're a level 7 seller. Pinost ko to sa Facebook a few months back. Level 7 is the highest level you can get sa seller in terms of gross sales. So, we are one of the highest on Lazada. Pero bumagsak na kami sa level 6 kasi hindi kami makabenta. Kasi, kinat yung sales namin ni Lazada. But at the same time, okay lang din. You know, sawa na ako sa Lazada. That's why we have Project Pizza. I don't talk about it a lot, but we are actively making it easier for people to buy. And if you notice, yun nga, when you buy from our website, mas madali na siya compared to before. And we're doing a lot of things on the back end to try to make it easier for the customer to just buy from us directly. Kasi mas gusto na namin yun. We want to talk to you guys directly kasi through Lazada, through Shopee. Mas mabilis pa yung delivery namin kaysa sa Lazada or sa Shopee. Zeth from YouTube asks, ano kaya problema? Biglang nag-freeze yung PC tapos kusang nagre-restart. Hard to say. I would need like, the specs. Do you have a GPU or APU lang? Is it a new problem or is it a new problem or did you do something, nagka-Windows update pa tapos doon nagsimula lang yung problema? So, that would be my general advice. Try to figure out like kailan nagsimula yung problema. Kung new problem siya, try to roll it back to how it was before the problem started. DJST from YouTube asks, ano name ng store sa Lazada? Hardware Sugar. Shopee, Hardware Sugar din. If you Google us, Hardware Sugar. We're consistent in our branding through all of our channels. Facebook, YouTube, Lazada, Shopee, Instagram. We're just always Hardware Sugar. So just doing the AMA now, the Ask Me Anything. Sorry, nawalan na ako nung sa place kong just scrolling through the chats now. JJ Reyes from YouTube says shout out po. Shout out JJ Reyes. And thank you for reminding me. This was actually supposed to be my first announcement when I started the stream, but since I'm an idiot, I forgot. One big update for the shop is that we're now open every day. Dati Monday to Friday lang, ngayon Monday to Sunday. We're also open on weekends. Same time, 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And we can do this because nag-hire na kami nung additional staff. And he looks very promising. He also has a background in tech. So we want, we can come in na on Saturdays. And mas mabilis na rin kami makaka-build since tech din tong staff na to. Mas mabilis na rin kami maka-reply sa Facebook because he's also handling the Facebook inquiries. And so now we are open Monday to Sunday, hindi lang Monday to Friday. And if you order from us directly from the store, we can maayos na namin yung kaagad para mapadala kaagad yung item. Although even before, we were already doing that. Kahit sarado kami Saturday, Sunday, we would make sure talaga na kung mag-order from us, makukuha mo kahit sarado yung shop. And actually, pangarap ko talaga na 24/7, Monday to Sunday, 24 hours a day. Hindi pa yun pwede ngayon, obviously, kasi may curfew. And pangalawa, you would need a lot of staff for that. Like, may rotation per day. So, wala pa tayo doon. But, yan talaga pangarap ko. Because, parang in the middle of the night, your PC crashes, like your hard drive fails, your PSU fails. Who you gonna call? We want to be that shop na, 24 hours bukas si Hardware Sugar. Takbo lang ako dyan. Or order ako kaagad, we'll pay for express delivery, and I can get my PSU up and running. Again, wala pa kami doon. We're only up to 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. But one of the long-term plans is to really make this place 24/7. Tapos may stream, we'll stream all of the builds that we do and things like that. So, future plans. There are a lot of plans. Still a lot of plans that we have for the shop to make it even cooler. And that's how we approach plans for the shop. It's less na will this make us money, and it's more like parang cool kung ginawa natin to. 'Di ba? Kasi wala pang 24-hour talaga na PC shop. And we gusto namin na you can come in anytime and try to if may kailangan ka sa gitna ng gabi, gusto mo lang mag-hangout, Hardware Sugar will be open. So not there yet, but if hopefully in the future. Genesis asked 2700. No, we don't have. You can check all of our stock dun sa Awesome Table or dun sa site namin. All of our stock is up to date. If it's on the site, kung available sa site, available yon. And that's another thing na kaya kasi in-upgrade namin yung backend namin thanks to Project Pizza. Goku FV asked, meron ba kaming 5700 XT? We do not, but we are getting in stock next week. I do not know how much the price is yet. PJ asks, what are the payment options if online? Online credit card payment or BPI transfer or GCash? Alan from Facebook asks, I'm planning to buy an Asus X5320 Mobo. Do you have any idea what is the highest CPU it can run without any issue? I do not. I would have to research, to be honest. So, again, we're very upfront. If we don't know, I really just say I don't know. Although the A320 is usually, I think they do the 3rd gen without any problems, 3rd gen Ryzen. Although it is the entry-level MOBO, so usually it gets paired with the APU. So the 3200G or the 3400G. Because if you would get like a mid-range, you'd probably want to get a mid-range MOBO like the B450 or the B550. The B450 is out of date in the sense na may B550 na. Pero sobrang okay pa rin yung B450 eh. If you don't need the additional features of the B550, there's no reason why you can't just get a B450. Yep. Gnarly asks kung magkakastock pa ng X570 Tomahawk Wi-Fi. We are getting the X570 Tomahawk Wi-Fi also next week. The Wi-Fi version though, not the Tomahawk. Robert asks from YouTube, updated ba yung B450s namin? Yes, as I mentioned earlier, kung nandun sa website namin, kung nandun sa Awesome Table, available siya. Because again, we don't want to be like the other shops. I mean, super irritating, right? You find the item on stock naman kuno, pero pag tanong mo ay hindi pala. So we try as much as possible na if it's on stock dun sa website namin and dun sa Awesome Table, it is available. And usually now, 99% of the time, totoo yun. Obviously, we still make mistakes. We're not still 100%. Pero 99% of the time, kung nandun sa Awesome Table, and sa website, kasi pareho lang naman inventory nun eh, yung Awesome Table, pati yung website, then we have it. So that's it, guys. For those asking like anong available, please just go to the Awesome Table and the website. Yun nga, everything is available there. I'll just plug the next shows. Pwede magtanong. Actually, I've really been happy with the feedback of pwede magtanong. I get people calling me up. I'm the one with the Hardware Sugar phone eh. That number you see dun sa contact us. Ako yung sumasagot nun. And a lot of people who contact us through the Hardware Sugar phone are like, oh, napanood ko yung pwede magtanong. And actually, I had somebody last Thursday call me up at 7 o'clock and then he's like, he was like, nag-overheat yung CPU ko. I want to buy a new PSU pero bumili rin ako ng CPU cooler. And then, to be honest, it was 7 o'clock. I was about to eat, right? So I'm like, okay, how can I help you? And then he was like, nanonood ako palagi nung pwede magtanong pero di mo pinapansin yung matanong ko. And I have to say sorry, but at the same time, I have to say na ganun talaga kasi we're only 4 people. The show is around an hour and 30 minutes long. So it's really hard for us to get to everybody, but really, and I do just base the questions on the questions that I think are most helpful, like the most asked questions, and also the most interesting. Like sometimes, ganda ng mga tanong sa pwede magtanong eh. Sometimes napapaisip din ako na, pwede ba yun? Ano kaya sagot doon? And so I'm motivated to research, or the panel's motivated to research. So that's basically the criteria for how questions are chosen. I'm very sorry if hindi napili yung sayo, but thanks for watching. And yun, just keep asking. Maybe one time mapili yung tanong mo. So pwede magtanong comes back October 30, that's this Friday. In the Industry comes back November 1, this Sunday. To be honest, surprise pa yung guest, but we will announce it during this week. So, Paul from YouTube asks, are we going to get the new 5000 series of AMD Ryzen this November? I honestly don't know. If the supplier offers us, yes, we'll get it. But I don't know if they will be offering us for September. Yun nga, up to now, wala pa kaming 3000 series. So, I guess mahina kami sa mga supplier namin. So, that's it for In the Shop. And we do this once a month. So, the next time you'll see me here is November. Please tune in for Pwede Magtanong this Friday, October 30. Thanks so much for watching. Keep safe. Have a good Sunday. Peace.